On this episode of Playlog, we're doing a monthly book club where we're reviewing Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Hey everybody, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't do that alone because I forgot to make timestamps because I got my partner in crime, the play.nice.kids themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I just can't stop thinking about your lady nubs.
Stop! Those are my lady nubs. Why is everyone talking about my lady nubs? You little perverts. Leave me alone. Stop.
I'm sorry.
Objectifying me.
I will never bring them up again.
You're just rude. I mean, unless I want to. You know. In the right place. Not on camera in front of these hooligans, but you know.
Yeah, maybe not live.
Oh, no, it's fine. We can talk about the lady nubs. But before we talk about the lady nubs, yeah, Oblivion's out. That's cool.
Yeah, sure. I love how it's taken like what 10 years for a new game after Skyrim, and it's
a remake of
of an older game. Love that. Really happy for the people who are like ecstatic about this news.
100%. We talked just a little bit before, but yeah, I didn't really watch the event. I pulled it up and then I saw it yesterday and I read the Roman numerals backwards. So I was like, oh shoot, we're getting Elder Scrolls 6 news today. And then I sent it to Chris, and then as I like posted the image, I saw it was 4 and not 6. I'm like, oh, never mind. I mean, that's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing stuff on 6, which will probably still be 10 years from now, but
yeah, indifferent.
We live in the life. But also this does remind me I need to turn off channel point rewards because I realize the chaos will ensue if I don't.
Oh no.
But let me do this and that and that and this. Unless you guys can be trusted. Unless I can trust you guys to not be dinging and blingling the whole time. Because the moment it happens, then I got to go do the thing. I'm trusting you, okay? It's podcast time. I love you. Be nice about it, or I won't be. That way I have to do less work. But real quick before we get into the topic of the show, talk about Lorelei and Laser Eye and some other stuff. We got some housekeeping, so team, buckle in because I got some stuff to tell you about. Also, Jake the Ace, long time to see what's popping, homie. Mwah, how you doing today? Real quick reminder, if you love some TTRPG stuff to nope, that's the old saying. I have to start over. Pretend that didn't happen. Quick reminder, we've got some TTRPG stuff to chat about. Firstly, the Fallout 313 campaign run by the astonishing LB Hackemup has and featuring yours truly has just wrapped up. If you want to know how it ended with our gentle super mutant Finn and the rest of the gang, be sure to go over to the Hack Recklessly YouTube channel where you can watch all 6 episodes at youtube.com/hackrecklessly. That's HACK. I slurred that a little bit. HACKRECKLESSLY. Was there a wholesome ending? Did things go super well? Who knows? I might have died. You won't know till you watch.
No.
Who knows? Have you seen the finale yet? I know it's on for us. On YouTube.
No.
Okay. Listen. Who knows? Might have been some scary monsters. Might have been a big man with a sword. Could have been anything. We don't know. I know because I was there, but yes, please go listen to the final episode. It was fun to get to play. We are actively trying to figure out another series to get into to keep the same group together with a new DM and some, so should be fun. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I'll keep you posted. But that's further in the future because right now I do have to tell you that is not all we have to talk about with TTRPGs because I'm also taking part in the Tales of the Valiant Trouble in the Isles mini-series over on the Crit Hit Chronicles Twitch channel where I play Viking, the brutish oxen beastkin who just wants to get his own problems handled and doesn't like people getting in his way. Unless you're my bard friend Maggie who sort of just gets me to do whatever she wants. So, I'm really enjoying this group. I've watched them through Tales of the Valiant through 8-9 sessions right now, so it's really cool to see the group play. And then Cujo hit me up like, hey, we're doing a mini series, you want in because Ian can't make it? I'm like, yes, I'll move schedules, let me in. So I get to play with LB again. She's the one playing Maggie. I also get to play with Aaron, my laundry, who was very excited to see me, and I was like, shut up, you can't be excited about me, I'm excited about you. As well as Noir Enigma, who is also DMing Noirville right now. It's crazy to be in the CTRPG space. I have so many cool friends now, it's awesome. Everyone's doing such cool shit. They're doing such cool shit. I love it. But yes, that's Thursday night. So when this episode goes out on YouTube, we should be streaming tonight. I know Cujo realized there was a scheduling hiccup somewhere here, but we've not had an answer on that hiccup yet. So I think we're streaming tonight. If we're not, sorry. Someone lied. It wasn't me. I just passed on the message. But we'll figure it out. But yes, TTRPGs, I'm loving being a part of them. I'm enjoying having all these new friends that are inviting me to play games and roll dice with them. And I can't wait to do more. Plus, I got to watch WrestleMania with a shit ton of them this weekend, and that was a blast. Let me see. Another quick reminder. Boy, oh boy, do I have... What did I fucking type? Boy, oh boy, here we go. Okay. Boy, oh boy, have I showed up on a lot of podcasts this month. So please let me take a moment to run down the list of my friends' podcasts that I've appeared on, just in case you want to hear me ramble out video games some more. First off, we have the Eternal Strands Review, which is on the Play Along podcast feed that features Jared along with myself and Matt Storm from Fun and Games podcast. We also have the Wanderstop Review from Tales from the Backlog that has Dave as the host, as well as me and Matt Storm again. Apparently, Matt and I are in this like combo deal now. So if you have one of us, you have the other. So...
Okay.
It was an
Should
Instagram
should
joke.
I make room?
You might have to.
Room? I mean,
you might have to. Matt, you in? You here? Matthew. But I definitely would like to get them on the podcast at some point here. Just, we got to plan out a weekend thing. But aside from Wanderstop Eternal Strands, we also have the South of Midnight Review, which is less of a podcast, more just a video discussion featuring myself, Serena, who super great. She's a cosplayer, and getting to talk to her about South of Midnight along with Nerdstorm was really dope. So Nerdstorm92 over on his YouTube channel. Is he Nerdstorm Not Entertainment? I think he's Nerdstorm Entertainment on YouTube. I really should have fact checked this up beforehand, but let me tell you guys, it's been a busy week. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so we had that, and then as of this episode coming out on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, it's not out yet. It'll be out Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We have the Marathon Reveal and the Switch Pricing 2 discussion over on the Boss Rush podcast. Again, that'll be dropping the day this comes out on YouTube, not yet for Twitch watchers, but that was a great conversation. We did some video game 20Q that Laurent may have fucked up and lied to us about one of the answers, so we were wrong in the end. But I'm just saying, we asked a question about dates. He answered the question about dates, said it was wrong. I said, that's not what you said. It's not what you said, brother. So you guys might have to watch and be like, he lied. He was fibbing. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, and I have a few other podcast appearances coming up that aren't quite set in stone, but hey, I like talking video games. So friends, let me know. I'll find you. Nice. And just another quick reminder, are you going to be in Boston for PAX East from May 8th to 11th? Well, so am I. I'll be attending PAX East again as a content creator, excited to play some games, talk to developers, and meet some more internet friends. I'll be all around the show floor throughout the weekend, as well as taking part in the Video Games Reloaded. I forget the trivia. Video Game Trivia Reloaded panel hosted by Jacob McCourt, who just can't get enough of me. The panel also features guests like Dave Jackson from Tales of the Backlog and last year's DS panel, Trina Smith from Gamerhead Podcast, Dan Colonna, aka Dan O'Mac, Lightweight Gaming from the Trophy Room Podcast, and Steve Saylor, the blind gamer himself. This panel will be starting Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will not be streamed, so you can't watch it live unless you're at the venue, but Jacob is recording the whole thing, and it will become a YouTube video a few days after the convention ends. So if you're at PAX and want to show me your games or just want to chat, come out there and find me on the show floor, and I can't wait to see you. I'm very excited to see a bunch of friends. I'm every day meeting like some these CTRPG friends. I know some are going and they're bringing other friends who now I've met on Discord. I'm like, oh god, I'll see you there. It's gonna be great. We're planning a Sunday breakfast because other scheduling with the panel and I was gonna say something out loud that I don't know if it's a surprise, so I won't say that. But Friday night's booked, so I know it's a thing, but I don't know if it's a surprise thing. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, timestamp. That's life, which means we're on to the topic of the show. And Tofr, this was your game, so you wanna run with it, brother?
Sure thing. I suggested that we both play Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Yes.
It is a narrative puzzle game that released on May 16th, 2024 on Switch and PC. It was developed by Sayonara Wild Hearts developer Simogo, and just like Sayonara Wild Hearts, it was published by Annapurna Interactive. So they've got some big pull behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
The game has an overall Metacritic score of 88, which is pretty damn high considering what we saw last week. And sits at a very positive rating on Steam with 94% of reviews being positive. The only reason I can think of that it's not overwhelmingly positive is that the game only has about 2,000 reviews.
Mm.
In Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, you play as a woman who has been summoned by an eccentric man to participate in an old hotel somewhere in Central Europe. You become embroiled in a game of illusions, which become increasingly dangerous and surreal. The game is a non-linear collection of handcrafted puzzles as you try to discover more and more of the hotel and the mysteries it hides. Now, I'm gonna be honest up front. I did not finish the game. I did not even get halfway through the game. So, what are your initial thoughts, Danny?
So yeah, just because you mentioned it, I also did not make a very big dent in this game. Steam says I have 56 minutes, but that definitely can't be right. I would have to say I was close to like 2-3 hours of gameplay.
I think you mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I watched the movie while playing. There's no way I watched a 56-minute movie. That just wasn't correct. But yes, I did start Lorelei the other night. I think this game is very cool artistically. I think it has some really cool things going on. I like the loop of the puzzle solving because it is a lot of find an answer here and then what does that mean later on. And it's mini puzzles that unlock bigger puzzles that unlock final puzzles to enter new rooms and everything. I think that loop is really fun. I think this is a spot maybe for both of us right now where it just didn't feel like it was the right game at the right time. I wanted to commit more to it. I definitely sat there and like jumped in. I'm like, let me play some more Lorelei. And as I'd like load into the game, I would just look at the menu. I'm like, I don't really want to. I don't really feel like playing this one right now. I want to play something else, or I want to, it just. And I think that's not a detriment of the book club. That's kind of what it is. But I think it was just right now I was gung ho to play it, and then suddenly wasn't. And I don't think there's a negative thing I have to say about the game overall. Like I did not dislike the game. I did have a really good time with what I got to play. I just think I didn't really want to play more at the moment. I think it's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I get that. I have similar feelings. I was very enthusiastic to start playing it, but I knew beforehand that this might not be a game for me.
Yeah.
Because I tend to like struggle a lot with puzzle games. For some reason I just don't get the logic behind puzzle games.
Okay.
And that's for example, I cannot play point and click games just because of that.
Yeah.
Because I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And I was scared that Lorelei would offer the same problem, and I'm sad to say that it did.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
one of the reasons that I didn't play any longer is that I just felt dumb.
Okay.
And I'm not in a mindset where I can handle a game making me feel dumb.
Sure. No, that's valid.
I had to I was playing and I was like, do I want to push myself? Because I figured out some puzzles, but then some of them I couldn't figure out at all.
Yeah.
And I just made the conscious decision to like choose my mental health before the book club.
As you should. Fuck the book club. We don't play these games.
No.
But no, like I guess to kind of jump at the game, right? Or let's see, what do we have here? That was initial thought. Sure. So the first thing you had here was like, yo, you struggle with the control. Like, you struggle with the controls? Did it get better? Man, let me tell you, these controls were something. There's a very like PS1 gimmick to these controls in the way of like, they're not tank controls. Like you still kind of move freely. I think the biggest thing is like all the buttons do the same thing. They're all a confirm button. Yeah. And did you play controller, mouse and keyboard?
Controller.
Okay. Yeah. So all the face buttons, all the triggers, except for pause are, a confirm button. So you can't like open a menu and then hit B to back out. You have to, in that menu, go to the X and hit close. Like you have to confirm that you're closing it as opposed to just backing out, which off the rip was very frustrating for me because it made like, going back to like you said, like a game that would make me feel dumb. Like it certainly did that like multiple times just in its controls where, sorry, I realize your camera's wrong and I have to move it, which is going to minimize the thing. So chat, just stick with me here. But yeah, I wish like, if there was an option for like modern / retro controls, and maybe there is, I just didn't look deep enough into the settings, but it certainly felt strange off the rip that I couldn't just hit B to back out of a menu. I had to hit A on a X A on an X to go away. I'm like, oh, I don't like the way this works. I did end up getting used to it. It became like, this is what this game is going to be. But you can see the amount of times I've opened a menu here trying to do something else, and it's like in and out of this menu. But yeah, is that what the controls were for you? Is that you just hate them?
I didn't like them. I had your warning in mind when I started playing. It's a bit finicky. Like, it could have been made like a bit more user friendly.
Yeah.
Especially like backing out of the menus. That one was. I had the same problem as you, where I just kept on pushing the back button, but it wasn't the back button; it was the confirm button.
Yeah, and like even menus aside, like the puzzles are the same way. Like if you're watching the video version, like I was just trying to solve a lock puzzle, and there's not I clicked on the lock, I don't have the answer, let me back out. It is, you have to tab over to like the finale part of the puzzle. So for the lock, you have to go to the actual like lock part, click on it to initiate it. Which, when you don't have the answer, it's like, sorry, you were wrong, and then it kicks you out of the puzzle. So you can't just be like, I'm not sure what the answer is, let me leave. You have to confirm you're trying to finish the puzzle, find out you're wrong, and then move on. Which I'm like, yeah, I don't like this either. It just, maybe less in that case of feeling dumb. It just felt like now I have to take these extra hurdles to accomplish moving to find the thing I need. So it definitely started with this crawl of trying to figure out how I want to play the game. So yeah, controls are definitely a big like, hey guys, just be careful. This is what's gonna happen. Like before anyone picks the game up.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice that they went with these controls, because like for a modern game you wouldn't expect that to happen, but
yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
it was weird.
It's part of the aesthetics, I guess, because one of the major things about this game is the aesthetics.
Oh, and it's gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah. The menus and the way you handle the menus are all part of, like, I guess, trying to mislead you is not the word I'm looking for, but trying to like pull the rug from under your feet at times.
Yeah.
This game is all about that, I feel.
Yeah.
It's trying to mislead you. It's trying to make you like it comments on what a game is at times, and I think maybe making the controls feel a bit difficult like this is part of that.
Yeah, it kind of sets a bad precedent off the rip, where I'm struggling both the controls and now just mechanically moving forward. I think it made it hard to like see myself being good at this game just by impeding me with a few different things. That being said, I think I did find a lot of joy in the way the puzzles were established. Like, when the game starts, you roll up in your car, you walk to the mansion. It is very free in the way you choose to explore. Like, you kind of go in, this door's locked, so where do I go next and find a thing? But you start on the outside of this mansion with a locked gate. A dog brings you a letter, and they're like, hey, you try and go in this way. So you go to this side door. God, it's seeing me bop in and out of these menus, knowing I'm just trying to exit, but confirming a new list. But like, you go to the door with the lock on it, which has like a 4-digit pin, which you're like, okay, it's a year. So how do I find this? One of the notes you have, and you have a photographic memory in this game. So every time you discover something new, it goes into this catalog. So instead of you having to go back to a room and grab a piece of paper you already found, you have the posters you assembled, the notes you found, the books you've read. Like, you have those things on your character, which is great. It's super helpful. But the first thing they're like, hey, you need the year that this whole thing takes place, like the inside this mansion. You're like, how do I get that? So then you go back to your car, you find a note about the mansion, which is like, hey, it's 1987 or something like that. I can't think of the actual year, but they give you a year number, and you go to put that in the lock and it's wrong. But you notice in the header of the letter, it was sent a year ago. Or they mentioned like this took place a year before the letter was sent. You're like, got it. Yeah. So go back, move it down one more number. Now I've unlocked the gate. I solved it using the critical thinking. And I'm like, oh, this is fun, because it's not as cut and dry of like, yep, sorry guys, I haven't been in here since 1973. 1973, got it. It's like, sorry guys, I haven't been here since a year before 1973. Oh, got it. Like, it's fun in that way. I did really enjoy that. I did find a lot of moments where some of the smaller puzzles, which would ultimately lead to bigger puzzles, were fun. There's a bunch of like shredded posters you find, where it is just like moving pieces up and down to create the image. I'm like, oh, cool, I've done it. I don't know what those led to or what those accomplish. I did like 5 of them, and I think those were great, but I did not create any more progress on the poster puzzle.
Okay.
So right now it has seen a lot of, I did the small thing to not find the big thing yet. And that's kind of where I was at by the time I stopped playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I would like get some satisfaction from solving those early puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when you get that aha moment.
Yeah.
Usually that feels really good and it gives you like this kind of rush. And I didn't feel anything.
Okay.
And that's probably another reason why I didn't really feel like continuing on with the game, because if I'm struggling with the puzzles early on, not just with solving them, but also with enjoying them when I solve them.
Yeah.
How am I going to enjoy the rest of the game?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't help that like one of the reasons that the devs' previous game, Sayonara Wild Hearts, is one of my favorite games, is that game is very on rails.
Yeah.
It's very linear. And this one just is not at all.
Yeah.
you can wander around this hotel in any way you want, and you'll encounter puzzles. No one's gonna encounter the same puzzles in the same order as anyone else.
Exactly.
And that's a really tough sell for me. I am very much a big fan of linear games, and open world games are never my vibe. And maybe I should have taken that into consideration when suggesting this game. I don't know. I just really wanted to try it.
Yeah. No, I'm not far off from you. It's an interesting thing of like, we were talking a little bit about Oblivion. I don't have time for AAA big open world games these days. There's too many other things to play that I'm going to get more enjoyment out of than sinking hundreds of hours into these type of big open world things. But like, there's something about a puzzle game like this that I don't dislike. I definitely find frustration in where do I need to go to find that one domino that's going to trickle everything down. Like, I know I found these tubes that have people's like names on them, where I'm like, oh cool, this could be this. And then in the office there's like a ledger that has like all the hotel mansion stayers like names and phone numbers. I'm like, okay, so these have to be tethered, but it doesn't seem like they are. But then I found a room that tells me all the movie posters that are hung up, and these have the names on them. So I'm like, I have a bunch of information that currently does. I have this that's like, here's all the different Greek alphabet and stuff means. Like, I have so many notes and so many things that I don't have the direction for yet. And I know eventually one of those things is going to be like, boom, I solved this one, which would give me a piece that goes, oh, great, now I need this. Then I grab this, then do this, then do this. And I know I'm going to run around the house doing 15 different things, knowing that I finally found the next step for the next thing. But yeah, finding the way to start that push is tough, because I'm like, I'm frustrated that I don't know where I need to go. And I almost like, I could see myself, just for the sake of like finishing the game and seeing everything it has to offer, pulling up a game, I don't know who does the walkthroughs anymore. Yeah, whoever does their walkthroughs, where I just be like, okay, cool, I'm in this room, what's the next step? Oh, go to this room, cool. And then just not look at it, go in, try and figure, I can't figure it out. Oh, sorry, I didn't click on the book. And then once I see the trigger of what happens, just da 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 da, and then just keep going. And then once I get stalled again, looking, got it, I missed this. Like, I'm not one to just follow a walkthrough and go step by step, here's what I need to do. But when I'm at the point, like, I'm old. I'm 30 in a couple months, Tofr.
Oh no. I can't imagine what that must feel like. I'm old, he says. Good God.
I don't have time to spend trying to figure out a game. I got more games to play. So if I'm stuck in a game, I'm not gonna sit here and beat my head through a wall. Especially a game that's been out for a year, 2 years, something like that. Like, I'm gonna find the answer online because someone's giving it to me. Then I'm just gonna go play it. So I find it. Yeah. So like, I ain't got time to waste. But yeah, I don't know if I have the same vibe with the, like, I don't like the open worldness of the puzzles, but definitely found the frustration of where the hell do I need to go. But I do like when the light clicks on of like, oh baby, I'm about to find 17 different rooms where I know I found the thing that I left up there, and da 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 da. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm watching my footage back and seeing the things I missed. I'm like, I saw that dollar on the screen that I missed. Fuck, damn it. I need that back. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh no, I felt too overwhelmed by the mystery of it all.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if you did you enter your hotel room?
Yeah. Is that the one with the old lady in it? Is she laying in my bed? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the ones where I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I'll come back, and then really.
Yeah, and she's like, "I want you to help me see."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "See what? See,
Mhm.
see? I mean, why are your eyes that color?
Yeah.
And also, what do you mean?"
Yeah.
I just kept like, the longer I kept running around this hotel, the more I just felt like, what does it all mean? I'm
Yeah.
gathering, like you mentioned, all of this information, and lots of these things are gonna be helpful when I figure out where they're supposed to be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel
But-
like I would enjoy having. The map is very much in sections, right? Like I just unlocked a new part. I think after speaking to grandma, you walk out the room, the boss man's like, how'd you enjoy your room? And I forget what that conversation turned into, but like it unlocked another part of the house that I just went to, but I'm like, it's late. Let me stop here. So I don't know what is beyond that point, but I think it was like a movie theater, like rope that was cutting it off, and that now it's just removed. So someone at home might be like, oh, I know what that is. I know where he's on to. And like, I have to assume either the answer's right in front of me and I just haven't found it yet, or I just keep progressing when I see something new happen. And that will be the aforementioned domino, the thing that gives me the answer to the one other puzzle, which will give me the answer to the next puzzle. And I think that's what always kept me invested in going with some puzzles like this. But again, I think it's a weird, bad time of like, in a game where I could just solely solve puzzles and figure out where to go. I don't know why I'm standing here so long. I don't know what I was doing. I know exactly what I was doing. I was sending a message. Whoops. Oh. I was sending messages. But yeah, like these moments of like, I have XYZ game, right? Like we're going to talk about Tempopo later. And I thought a couple times, like, did I just drop this and play Tempopo? I should put time in for the book club. Like it's important. We choose to do this. So I want to put time into it to talk about the game. But like I did frequently be like, what if I play a different game? What if I go play something else? What if I just hopped on for like 5 games of Rivals right now, or something? But and that sounds terrible because I did enjoy this game. I think this game is really cool. I think people will like this game. It is just I can't preface enough that it just felt like wrong game, wrong time as I was playing through it.
Yeah, I get that. It's the thing is. The domino effect that you talk about, I didn't, even when I solved some puzzles, I never felt like it was the first domino dropping.
Okay.
It just felt like, well, it felt like a domino dropping but not connecting with anything else.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what, like, and that really made me struggle with it. How do I put this?
Hated it.
No, I didn't hate it. I didn't find that moment that pulled me in.
Okay.
That's the thing. I didn't find like when that first domino drops and everything starts to click, that pull wasn't there.
Yeah.
I just felt like, okay, I solved one thing. I'm still too stupid to solve anything else.
Fair. Yeah, I get you.
and yeah. I couldn't handle it with my mental health being trash as it is lately.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think there's a lot in this game, and did you use like guides at all? Did you solely just figure out your own, or
no?
Okay.
I didn't want to use a walkthrough.
Sure.
Yet.
Right.
I kept it in mind, like I can use a walkthrough when I need it.
Yeah.
But then I just lost hope.
Yeah.
So badly that even a walkthrough wouldn't feel good to use it because I just have to use it for every single puzzle.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I get that. I think it's again, I'm at the point I don't have time to futz around. If someone's gonna be like, use the walkthrough, I'm like, yeah, I fucking did. You wanna cry about it? You wanna fight? I'll take you. I'll beat you down. But yeah, I can see the mentality of not wanting to use it, or even if I want to use it, but now I just don't know that I care enough to even use a walkthrough to want to keep going. It's tough. It's tough. I hate that this feels like it's such a negative episode, and maybe like not to put words in your mouth, maybe it is directly negative for you. Like I just want to be higher on this game, Just because I've seen so few people in my circle like talk about it, and I've seen so few people on the internet talk about it. Like I feel like I've seen people like Lorelei and Laser Eyes, pretty great. I'm like, yeah, it looks fun. I'll get to it eventually. To then be at the spot, I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm not really feeling it right now.
Yeah, I like my negative feelings towards the game are solely based on my personal emotions.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is a me issue. I am just not good at games like this.
Yeah.
And I really wish I was.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, most people will try and fail and try again and learn to get better at it.
Yeah.
And I'm still struggling to learn that lesson. I need to be able to do something on the first try, or it'll be impossible. I will just give up.
You're like, no, this is dumb. I died. Yeah. I don't like this. That's fair. I get you.
And I tried with this game to like allow myself, similar to like with Celeste last month.
Yeah.
That's a game that dares you to try and fail.
Absolutely.
And this game does that as well. But this game doesn't just doesn't give you that energy boost when you succeed that Celeste did.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
And yeah, apparently I needed that. I need that external motivation to keep going.
Yeah. No, I could see that, because I think even in moments where I feel like I made progression, it felt like the game was hitting me with these minimal cutscenes that are just like, the man speaking to me, what's going on there? I'm like, okay, so I must be going the right way. I must be doing something. But even then I felt like, what did I do? What did I do to accomplish that? Like, how did that make progress? I kind of walked in a room, walked out of a room. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's like a time thing. I'm like, you spent so much time in this room. Where like, is this the hint for me? Is this the like, here's a direction, kiddo? So that I was very unclear on. But like, now I'm sitting here walking this fucking tube, which another like, what could the password be? I guess I got to try to unlock it. Psych, no backing out, bitch. You failed. Like, let me see. But yeah,
I did wonder.
Yeah,
like, for like we both didn't see that much of the story, but from what you gathered, like from the context clues and the dialogue that you had, did you enjoy like the story beats that were going on, even though they're super vague? Because I felt like this might not be a game for you in the same way that Kentucky Route Zero wasn't.
Yeah,
but I don't know if you had a similar feeling here.
The thing is with Kentucky Route Zero, I feel like the narrative wasn't so much what I disliked as much as how it was presented to me. Again, like my big thing with Kentucky Route Zero is how much fucking walls of text would appear. That like, and I'm not someone who's not there for a story. Like I do enjoy that, and then like the beats I can remember, right? You know, of Kentucky Route Zero, I'm like, oh, this was a cool thing to happen. I just wish it wasn't. It's almost like opening a history textbook, reading 4 pages, and then you have like one picture of George Washington to find out what his narrative was. Like that was very much like how I felt playing Kentucky Route Zero. Okay. This game gave me so much freedom to walk around and do my thing, and whenever the conversations would happen, there was a cutscene. It locked me in to say, this is what's happening. This guy says 3 lines, you say 3 lines, he says 3 lines, back to the game. Like I was able to absorb that things were happening. You're right, I didn't get very deep, so I don't really have my head wrapped around what is happening in this mansion and what's going on. There's some weird timey-wimey stuff with this taking place in the past, but how far in the past? I don't know what year we are modern-wise. I have enjoyed seeing stuff come together. Like if they would announce a Lorelei Laser Eyes movie, you know, in the realm of like an Inception kind of film, I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. Like I'm very excited to see what that looks like. But yeah, I think the story is I was gonna say serviceable, which it doesn't sound like something I can say with as little as I've seen. I was digging what I got to see, but obviously I have no long term, like I've seen this much of it, so I have a lot of thoughts on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in a similar spot.
Okay.
I'm in a similar spot. I just felt like the game is being obtuse on purpose.
Yeah.
And I get why they do that, but again, I wasn't in the mindset for that kind of storytelling right now.
Yeah.
I wanted something more straightforward. Like last night,
okay,
I quit the game and I instantly downloaded some comfort games just to like be, here I can just hang out and do stuff and comprehend what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. I feel bad about it because I do think that there's a really good game in here.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you don't get an 88 Metacritic score without being a good game, but it's like you said before, wrong game, wrong time.
Yeah, I think, and I bring this up because Hyperlight Drifter has very much been that same thing for me. I've tried to stream Hyperlight Drifter at least on 3 separate occasions, and every time I get frustrated, and I think what it is I'm struggling to progress, and because I'm struggling to progress for an audience, it seems like I am not giving enjoyable content. They're just like, this guy's not making any further, and people who played this game 10, 12, how many years ago when this game came out, being like, all you have to do is go in this room. Like, I don't know that. I don't know where to go. And this is one that's hard to look up a walkthrough because it is so like, which way do you want to go? Like, still referring to Hyperlight Drifter, because it's like, I choose this area, I go here, and then I go to find someone's walkthrough. I'm like, okay, you're here. What is that upgrade? I don't have that upgrade. So how'd you get that upgrade? So now I have to find how they get that upgrade so I can do the thing they did. And then now I got to figure out when they got it. So it is jumping through someone's 5, 6, 7 session walkthrough of like an hour each. I'm like, where did they possibly, like, I don't know what to do. So I did find that like is a problem I have with Hyperlight Drifter, where I'm like, I think I need to just play this on my own time and then give thoughts, as opposed to I'm playing this for the book club on a timeline of like, I can't wait to beat it to talk about it. This seems like I finally got back to Lorelei. This is what I played. Let me talk about it in the what we've been playing section. Like, that's how I think I have to treat this kind of game. And that's obviously not something I could know with the foresight of, you know, after choosing the game. Like, it would be now that I've played it, I see where I'm at. And when/will that ever happen? I can't say for sure. I would like to think at some point. But again, as I sit here with however many keys sitting in my pocket of like, sorry, new dev hit me up with this one, I got it. Like, when will I find time for Lorelei? Hopefully sooner than later. But yeah, I really would love to explore and see this game through the end and see what else is there. I'm sure there's going to be dope puzzles where I'm like, oh, dude, I got to solve this one. This was great. Seeing some of the things that I found, like there was the weird maze a couple clips back, which I'm like, what are these red diamonds? What do they stand for? And I got to figure out that freaking phone book puzzle. I'm like, what does this mean? What does this do for me? Why is this lady got purple eyes? How do I fix her face? What's going on? So there's so much I want to see progress in this game, and I don't know when I'll see that happen, or when the audience will get to hear me say what happened. But tough. Tough.
You mentioned the keys that you have sitting there. I think we have to include that in this discussion, is that April has just been an incredibly busy month for new releases. Which has made it far tougher to like invest time into a separate game.
Absolutely. 100%. And like in this spot, I'm glad we pushed it forward a week, because we had to, like, it's going to be technically May by the time we do this next week. So yada, yada, yada. But MonsterCon is next week. And I can tell you, is today as of this episode coming out. But yeah, dude, if we played this next week where I had MonsterCon in my hands, like that week leading up to the book club this game would have got touched. Like if I didn't put the time in before, I'd be like, sorry, MonsterCon's here. Like I'm not touching this. I don't care about anything else. So okay, it worked out for our scheduling wise. So by the time they're all seeing me talk about this, I'll be swimming in MonsterCon, which the context of the game, probably not the best phrasing to use, but we run with it. But yeah, no, it's so tough. And we said, not that I have a key for MonsterCon, or I expect to get one, but Beautiful Glitch, I'm saying, if you want to send me a key, I plan to buy all the day one DLC. I can play as Damien. Let's fucking go. But yeah, I think it's hard, and this is going back to conversation we had about like content creation, like, you know, how obligated do you feel to play a game or whatever. Like it's redacted, so we can't go too far, but we played message tag the other day for a key where they sent me a couple keys. Both of them didn't work. So I emailed them back. They sent me 2 more. Mine worked. Yours didn't. So it was like, hey, this key's not working. Hey, this key's not working. Try this one. Nope. Sorry. Still doesn't work. Like, it was this bounce back and forth. And like, at that point, I'm like, well, I put this guy through the ringer of trying to get me a key that freaking works. Like, we have to play this game. I have to get my hands on this game a little bit to talk about it. Like, I can't just not.
Yeah.
And I'd feel like an asshole if I went through all that. But sometimes you get the DM of like, hey, Danny, saw you on TikTok. Here's my game. And I'm like, oh, damn, this does look cool. I can't say it's a priority at the moment with the list in front of me, but I'll certainly try. And then I go through my Steam library and I look at the last 8, 9, 10, 15 games that were added. I'm like, shit, that's a lot to play. So especially when you go back for a book club like this, right? Where like a game that it's an 88 on Metacritic. It's obviously not bad. It's a good game, but is the desire there to want to just dive in and be like, yes, I got to sink my teeth into something right now? Is that Lorelei? Do I need the absolute lull of, and which sounds terrible, of like, I have nothing to play, so let me go play Lorelei to finally have something to play? Because it's not that. That's not the energy I want to give this game. But it certainly feels like until there's nothing to play, when will I, you know?
I get that.
Tough. Damn it, indie devs. Stop making games.
No.
I'm just kidding. Keep going. give me Moonlighter 2. Give me Moonlighter 2. I'm ready. I can't wait. It's almost summer. Not really, but but let me see, because we talk about aesthetic. Let me see. I'm not having a fun segue here. I'm just reading the notes, people. What about the choice to make dialogue so cinematic while resorting to mostly still frames? Yeah, Tofr, what about the choice to make dialogue so cinematic while resorting to mostly still frames?
I just thought it was interesting because the game is so steeped in cinematic history. Like the whole mystery in the game is about a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And to then choose to like use still frames as dialogue options, I just thought it was interesting, considering what the rest of the game looks like.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any deeper thoughts on it than that. I
Fair
just
enough.
thought it was something interesting to mention.
Yeah. I think if I'm thinking about the cinematics of it, right, it maybe not the cutscenes themselves, but this game does do a lot that reminds me of like classic Resident Evils, where you enter a new section of the house and you get this dynamic angle, like your security camera looking down on everything, or you're watching as like a little knick-knack on a shelf, seeing what's going on in this room. Like, I think that really builds the scene a lot. We're like, oh cool, I'm walking through this courtyard, but we're like hovering above the fence, or like we're down, like looking down onto our character this entire time. Like, this is cool. I think cinematically there's a lot it does with camera angles that's fun, and I have to imagine it does even more the further we get. But yeah, in terms of like the cutscenes and dialogue moments, it does do like the very RPG, like here's the text box at the bottom, here's the character on the screen of like, I'm saying a thing to you, cut the other character, I'm saying a thing back to you, and jump back and forth. So they really simplify those, and maybe that's just for like, hey, we know this world's kooky, let's get you the narrative beats in the most simple way we possibly can. But yeah, I guess I didn't really think anything of it until it was mentioned, but I do like the angles. They're cool.
Yeah, I just wonder if the game goes into video game history the way it does into movie history.
Okay.
Because, for example, one of the first things that you can find is like a user manual, but the user manual is for the video game Lorelei and Laser Eyes.
Yeah.
When you listen in to the man that you're there to meet, when he's on his phone call, right when you enter the hotel, he's talking about something, and it sounds like he's talking about the video game that you're playing, and how investors want the game to be more action-packed and stuff like that. And I wonder if there's like this really big meta-narrative going on about both movie history and video game history.
I mean, I guess
that's something I'd like to discover when I get back to playing this.
Got to beat it to find out, you know? We get in there like, ooh, what's happening? Yeah. No, for sure. I think that was a cool moment to have. And like, I'll be honest, I wasn't even really thinking about it during this whole discussion. I was like, oh no, that is a thing that did happen. I was just thinking about the game itself and not so much the narrative bits. But yeah, I think that's a cool thing that'll get unpacked. And I sit here thinking about one of the other games I'll talk about here in a minute, where I'm like, oh, interesting, because this also happens. But I think it's fun when they do that. And I think about how many developers make the commentary on the game you're playing and the process they went through of making it, or that they've gone through in the past of making games, or friends have made games. So it's unique. It's unique the way they tell those stories. And again, just the way indies do it. AAAs could never.
That's true.
But any other thoughts on Lorelei before we move on to our next shenaniganry here?
This is a game that I hope I can return to in like a certain amount of time, the way I did with Celeste, and be like, I have grown as a gamer, and I have the skill set to play this now. I also am in a better place mentally to play this game now, and I hope that then I can fully discover how good this game is, because clearly there's something special there.
Yeah.
And I'm just a bit sad that I didn't.
Gotta find it.
I couldn't make myself experience it.
Yeah, I get you. No, I'm in a similar boat. Obviously, not so much on the mental health part. It was just more, you know, the motivation to want to stick this one out when there's so many other options. Right, you're at the buffet of there's so many things to play, which is such a first world great problem to have. When oh my god, so many good games to play. Where do I start? The downside is that I have to find what game I'm not going to play, or what games I'm not going to play or skip over, or only put so much time into while trying to do another. And knowing that we picked Lorelei for a book club to then be like, I don't know, this again, wrong game, wrong time, which is just the title of this episode at this point. It sucks to know that I think I'm really going to enjoy this game, but I'm not enjoying it enough right now. So
yeah.
I hope to be able to come back and be like, dude, I'm digging it. This game is so great. I got to this point and this dope thing happened, and I'm so ready to dive in. But, you know, timelines, when will that be? We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, Chad, that is Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. If you guys played more of it, I'd love to know what you guys thought, because we sure didn't. And now with timestamp, Tofr, we got to figure out what we're playing for the month of May. Now,
it's your turn to choose.
It is my turn to choose. Let me tell you, I put a lot of thought in this throughout the month. Because I've been scrolling through my Steam library hoping to find something like, what do I have? Nope, I minimized that. Might have messed up your face. It's fine. We're good, team. We fixed it. Put a lot of time, like, what could I possibly pick for the book club for May? And so, I don't know if you're familiar with this little animated series no one's really heard of called Indie Cross on YouTube yet. Are you familiar?
Is that the thing you reacted to?
Yes, with Shovel Knight and Cuphead and Madeline. Yep. So, big phenomenon.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really dope. Would recommend. Really sick. I got some very nice comments on this one. I got one mean comment because there's a cool character shows up at the end that I won't spoil for anyone who hasn't seen episode 2. But I'm like, oh, this is dope. But they referenced that game earlier in episode 2, which I was like, I'm not sure what that is. And he was like, oh, gets excited for character but doesn't know the game. I'm like, eat my ass. I wasn't talking to you. But I got a lot of really nice.
Name 5 indie game characters, Danny.
Kratos, Aloy, Jinsakai. You say PlayStation? You say it. Couldn't die. I don't know any indie games. But no, while watching through Indie Cross, I had a lot of really nice comments where someone was just like, this has been great. There's so many people who just watch it and know like one character. Where like, Danny, you know Cuphead, and you're like, oh, he did the thing, or you know Shovel Knight because he did the thing, and Madeline and Hollow Knight, and you're excited to see the things that exist in the game be portrayed in an animated series, which is fun. I'm like, thank you. I love these characters. But of the 8 indie game characters that show up in like the main story so far, there's one game that I haven't played. There's one game that I haven't touched, and a character that I am not familiar with. And I was like, I think that's the book club. So this character is a small cat-like character that I think the world is...
May from Night in the Woods.
Close. It's Nico from One Shot. I have never played One Shot. I've never watched anyone play One Shot, and I've heard nothing but great things about One Shot. I think this game sounds great. I think I've put it in my cart multiple times and then removed it just like, I don't need to buy 40 games during this sale that I'm not going to play. So I need to pick it up. But yeah, we're going to play One Shot for the month of May, and I can see what the shenaniganery is about.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've had that one sitting in my Steam library for years now.
Yeah.
Because I picked it up because I do buy 40 games in a sale.
Well, we do.
So this is an excellent time to try give it a go.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like again, I've heard so many people talk about it, and getting to see Nico in Indie Cross, right? Who is a very supporting character up to this point. I don't know much about Nico outside of what I've seen at Indie Cross now, and I'm excited to find out what the deal is and why this is like I look at it, I'm like, this is very Undertale coded or I guess this, I think this was after Undertale. What, 2016? I think Undertale was 2015.
No idea.
This is 2016. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Undertale was 2015. So after, but indie development takes forever. So there's no necessary like this was inspired by this one. But but yeah, one shot. That's what we're playing for May for our May 27th episode. Is that what we had on the docket bet? And that is my sister's birthday. So see, Ashley, we're playing one shot. We'll see. We're at the point we don't do things for birthdays anymore. Probably not doing shit. But yeah, so if you guys want to play one shot, I think it's just Steam. I don't think it's on consoles. I might be wrong on that. I don't know for sure. But Future Cat developed, overwhelmingly positive on Steam with 46,000, almost 47,000 Steam reviews. That'll go into the cart. I'm seeing bundles. What bundles we got? Pocket Mirror. What is Pocket Mirror? Looks like an anime game.
One Shot is available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
Team, I told you it was everywhere. Who said otherwise? It wasn't me. But yeah, it's $10 on Steam for just the base game. I have to imagine that's the same across all the other platforms. So if you want to play One Shot for May, hop on in, join the discussion. Typically it is a lot just you and I talking. There's not so much people just kind of listening in, enjoying the experience. But in case you do have feelings from your gut about One Shot, there's a platform for it. Use the link in the description for such a thing. And with that, timestamp, Tofr, it's time to talk about what we've been playing. And
yes, it is. And I am very curious about your first game.
Let's do it. I just got to pull up the footage because I put it in another place. I need this one and I need this one. Okay. So, Tofr, we know these developers, Strange Scaffold, don't take fucking naps. Don't know what they're doing over there. Don't know what's in the water. They can just be cranking out 5-6 games a year. But Jesus Christ, they be doing it.
Probably.
Yeah. Honestly, probably. But I ain't diving anybody out. But their new game came out today as of recording. It came out a couple days ago. This dropping on YouTube. But the game is called Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. I'm fairly certain that this is just its own game. There is no Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 1 and 2. This is okay. I figured, I did not formally check, but I was like, oh, it's the funny thing where you give the game a 3 and confuse everybody to think there's 2 games they have to play before this. But we talked earlier in the year about Spirit Swap. I'm a sucker for match 3 games. I always have one on my phone that I'm playing actively. I actually just haven't been playing games on my phone outside of Game Pass. So I don't really have my go-to match 3 right now. And this was probably the replacement for that. Because this game is really cool. It's deeper than I thought it was going to be, which is sick. So it is like part visual novel in terms of it's all just the dialogue takes place. It's majority the match 3 gameplay, but it also has a similar combat thing that Spirit Swap has, where you have 2 characters on the screen. Rather than you're both clearing a board at the same time, you're basically playing chess where you're both taking turns on the same match 3 board. And every time you clear shapes and colors, you are adding those shapes to your inventory. And those inventory, it's used to use certain skills, to heal, to use, not the weapons because that's part of your inventory. Those get like one-time use or whatever. But yeah, like the first major one you come into, you like go to this mansion and you find the gate. And you're like, I need to get into the gate. And to climb over it, there's a mini game to introduce the battle where you're matching the things. You need to get 5 of the orange, the blue, the green, and the red. Once you have 5 of each, you can click the task to climb, which will climb over the fence. When the gate, sorry. When the gate gets his turn, if he collects 3 of the red shapes, it will cut you, so you'll take damage. So if you lose your health before climbing over the fence, you lose. I've not died yet. It does not have the roguelike tag on Steam, so I don't know if it's roguelike or it is kind of run based. So like we might be in the is this really a roguelike type thing? It looks like it has roguelike mechanics. So we'll err on the side of caution and say roguelike kind of. But yeah, after you get through the fence, you go inside, you find a velociraptor. That's your first like real encounter, and it's the same thing. You're playing on this match 3 board. You're collecting pieces, they collect pieces. Some of the items will let you do 2 things per turn. Most of the time you get 1 action. So if you match something, you collect those pieces, that's your turn. If you Later on, there's a move you get, which is like a shoulder check. I think that's like its own action that gets to go aside from matching. So you can use that, do damage, and then do an action on the board. So you get to do multiple things. So if you do it in the right order, you can stack multiple instances of damage and try and tick down the health even faster. And then as you get further into the mansion, you're discovering this bar, which is like a shop. So you can buy bandages and a hammer, which you can use to clear spaces on the board to try and match things up better for you. I'm really digging the loop. I was messaging LB today. She was asking what I was playing. I was telling her about the game. I was like, it's this very like simple behind the back of your head. Like, I don't need to focus on this game. I don't need to be like, yes, I'm playing the creepy redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3. Like I'm focused on this. There is a narrative. It's very simple to pick up. Right now it's getting a little more intricate where like I've discovered that I'm in a game. Like I'm at that point where like the barkeep is just like, so what's your name? Like, what's the J stand for? It's J, named after my mother's. Okay. And what's the other J? I don't know. Like, that's because the developers didn't come up with an answer for that. They made you and thought your name sounded cool. So like, you really are nothing but codes. You're ones and zeros. They're like, and what's this thing? You're like, I don't have an answer. You're like, exactly. Cause it's a game. Now go play the game. So you'll progress forward, you'll take a path, and it's the visual novel thing of like, do you want to go forward? Do you want to go left? Do you want to go here? And each option that you select can potentially increase these feats that you have, or features, I think they're called. I have not figured out what they do yet. They seem to just be a list of things that I've done. They almost feel like achievements where it's just like, I have something for my knees or something like that. I have something for my ankles, keen eye, and like all these different things that I've accomplished by picking certain tasks. But they haven't necessarily bettered me. They haven't given me more skills or anything. So maybe at a point, if I collect enough, they will do that, or I'll reach a point where I can turn those in for stuff. But right now they just seem to be, oh, you did a thing. Good job. And then move on. Can't say that they will or won't. I've probably put about an hour and a half or so into it right now. I've completed 5 branches. I'm on chapter 2. And the branches all lead to different things. The one was like an art room where you're like, cool, I'm competing against an easel that doesn't fight back, but I have to match paintbrushes. And every time I match paintbrushes, they give a percentage of the painting that I'm completing. And then,
oh, wow.
So yeah, there's all these different, they're all in the same gameplay loop of how you do it, but they have a different outcome or have a different like item on the board that'll do different things. The most intricate one I've had so far, which is really cool, is there's a hallway that has like clowns and stuff in it. And when you go to walk down the hall, like, do you want to step forward? Do you want to like stumble backwards? I hadn't finished the feat to stumble backwards. So, which is like the only thing I've seen so far that allows me to like progress and like, oh, this mattered for something, but I haven't done enough of it, so I can't use it. And since I couldn't stumble backwards, I had to walk forward, which activated a trip mine, which damaged me. So before I even got into the fight, I was already at like half health. But in this hallway, there's a bunch of traps which are signified by the red shapes on the match 3 board. So if any of the red shapes are matched, I take additional damage, whether I'm doing it or the enemy's doing it. But for me, the red shapes are also how I heal. So what I can do is I think it's per red shape that's matched, you take damage, and it costs 4 to heal 5 health, I think is how it works. So as long as I'm not taking more than 5 health in a turn, I can like match a bunch of red, take the damage, use that skill to heal myself, and then just kind of keep going. So I can stay at a consistent level of health and not die. But then I had a moment, again, didn't die, but got really close, where I matched like, let me get these blues so I can do a big attack. But because I matched the blue, everything else fell. And then the greens match, and then the skulls match, and then dun, more fell. And I just saw a bunch of reds, just a waterfall of reds. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm gonna die. No. And I lived, but it was so many reds that I matched. I ended up getting like 25 reds where I was like, oh, cool. I could just heal myself the next couple turns because I've made enough like currency to do it. That worked out. Almost died. Didn't like that, but it worked. It was fun. I'm really digging the loop. It is such a simple and relaxing experience. I almost want to try it on Steam Deck right now because I'm my thumb is the muscle memory for match 3. Doing match 3 with the mouse still feels a little weird. Not that it's hard to do at all. It is very simple gameplay wise, but I definitely had an adjustment period of like, how do I, this feels weird. Okay. I'll get used to it. But I think playing on deck might be fun to try to do with the finger and see how well it works, but runs great. I love the visual style. There's all these dinosaurs. There's like a boss battle where you have to squeeze through a hallway past the brontosaurus, and his whole attack is either He starts to wiggle, which will delete a bunch of the shapes from the board, or he like moves and crushes you into a wall, so you're taking damage. So your whole thing is to sneak past him enough so you're not taking damage anymore. And every encounter has a fun little goofy gimmick where the main gameplay loop is the same, but you have new things to accomplish and new objectives. And I don't know how long the game is or how deep it gets, but I'm excited to find more. It's really cool.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I was giggling during your explanation just because of that profile picture of the Brontosaurus. Because they chose to not like why use his head?
Yeah.
When you
just
can
show the whole
just
thing.
do it on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great because I wonder if that art is complete, if there is a complete Brontosaurus. I literally just drew like neck down and said, that's all we need. We're good. Because I would love that. Like if you would go extract the game files and like that's the image, that's all you have. I'm like, that's pretty great. That's fun. That's cool. But yeah, the game's really fun. I can't recommend it enough for anyone who likes match threes. If you like Spirit Swap, I think one of the big things that we mentioned with Spirit Swap is that it changes the formula enough where you're only moving horizontal. You can't do up and down and stuff like that. This is the traditional thing. If you want to move your shapes up, move them down. If you move the one, it crashes, everything falls into place and does another thing. Like it does that tickle the brain, Candy Crush. Oh, everything's popping and exploding, and I'm seeing the numbers go up. That feels really good to have. It's nailing that vibe. And having the combat as an additional thing along with the match 3, which is such a simple, fun addition. Like this game's dope. Like this is another just banger from Strange Scaffold. And I'm like, how do you keep doing it? How do you keep doing it, team?
Yeah, they don't make it easy for themselves, and yet they always come out swinging.
Yeah, it's fire.
Yeah.
And there's a T-Rex.
A zombie T-Rex.
Yeah. So, okay. So again, this is weird because I feel like I'm getting into spoilers, but it is the continuity of this game is a story exists prior to it, and you're kind of picking up pieces as you go. When you get in this hallway, it does the like, you hear a voice and you smell something similar, and you're like, it can't possibly be, but it is. And then like the roar, it's like the zombie T-Rex. I thought I took you down last time, bub. And so then you fight him again. So like your character has fought this T-Rex multiple times, and now you're doing it again. Oh, wow. Not that you as the player have done it multiple times. And I'm wondering if I'm ready to hit the point where the portal opens up. You're back in Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 1 of like, oh no, I'm seeing the original story. I don't know if that does or doesn't happen, but I'm totally prepared for it to happen. This is sick. This is really cool.
It looks amazing. Yeah. I have to play this one
as
well.
Would recommend, team. It's out today. Again, hold on, I don't have Steam up, so I'm not sure what it's running right now. Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3 is a solid... it's $19.99 typically, but for launch sale until May 6th, it's only $13. So 30% off. It sounds like it's worth it. Right now, it's only 6 reviews, so there's not really a overwhelming... but all the reviews are currently positive. So...
nice.
Yeah, I gotta leave my review later once I play some more. So that's probably the plan. Actually, am I doing that tonight? Put on some fucking... I gotta watch the new episode of The Last of Us, so I might do that and play some Dinosaur Mansion, you know? But yeah.
Go for it.
It's cool.
Go for it.
Cool game. Play some more Strange Scaffold games, people. It's good shit.
Did you, by the way, mention that you received a key for it?
If I didn't, I received a key for this, team. I got it for free. It's very important. FTC, don't kill me. Thank you.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, very important. Thank you for reminding me. I was thinking I haven't put it. I don't think I've been putting the visual in the last like few like breakouts that we've done. I'm like, oh, I gotta make sure I do that. I gotta make sure I include it so it's there. But you know, assets and stuff. It's fine. It's fine. But that's what I've been playing. I think I hit the timestamp 3 times, but we're here. So Tofr, what you been playing?
I've been playing another puzzle game because I'm just so good at them.
Yeah.
It's called Tempopo.
I've heard of
the
this
new game by Witchbeam, the people who made Unpacking. In Tempopo, you play as Hannah, who is an iconic little girl.
Okay.
Who wants to conduct a musical with her garden full of musical flowers. But when she's not really that good at it yet.
Yeah.
So when she tries to do it, a storm appears and kidnaps all of her flowers from her garden. Luckily, she has these cute pink little creatures called Tempopo, who are determined to help her recover all of the flowers missing from the garden.
So cute.
The Tempopo also need to be conducted in the same way that the flowers were supposed to.
Yeah.
But it's all really small in scale. Like if you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube, you can see your garden is a floating island. Every puzzle in this game is a separate floating island with its own mini garden. And each garden has its own puzzle where you have to guide your Tempopo by giving them directions or make them destroy things, or make them lift you up, lift one of the other Tempopo up, stuff like that. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I can say that.
Yeah, it looks. I know we both played the Steam Next Fest demo. You've played. You mentioned we got a key, right? I'm gonna make sure we did that.
I have not mentioned that yet, but I did receive a key.
We both got keys. I've not touched the game yet. But yeah, we both played the Next Fest demo, and I had such a great time. Because it reminded me so much of Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker in terms of how the levels are laid out, which, like, I'm a big fan of that. There's very few Nintendo games I finish these days. If they dropped a new Captain Toads today, I would run to GameStop, buy it, and crack open the Switch because I love Captain Toad. Captain Toad is amazing, which is why I'm so, like, gassed to play more Tempopo. So I'm excited to hear more as you're, like, talking through the levels and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You have a number of instructions that you can give your Tempopo. And basically that's what you do. You have 2 phases to every puzzle. The preparation phase where you enter all of the instructions, and then you have the phase where everything just happens. And it's manageable.
Okay.
Like, even I could solve these puzzles, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And even when I got stuck, there's a separate game mode called, I think it's adventure mode.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But when you play in the normal way, you have to choose where you set your instructions for your Tempopo. Where on the map you put these instructions. If you play in adventure mode, the locations where you need to put instructions are already marked.
Okay.
So all you have to do is figure out which instruction goes where.
Yeah.
The thing is, you only have a set number of instructions per puzzle, and you have to use all of them. It's not like you have 3 directions, 3 lift another Tempopo up.
Yeah.
And you only use 2 of each. No, you have
exactly
to use
what you
all
need.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that also helps you to figure out how to make this thing happen. It's just so charming. The Tempopo moved to the music, and the music is easily one of the big highlights of this game, because during the preparation phase, it's pretty understated. Like, it's there, but it's not intrusive.
Yeah.
But when you start the action phase, the music just comes in like it swells up and brings the whole puzzle home. It's amazing. So yeah, the game is divided into the 4 seasons of the year, and each season has different flowers for you to collect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you the flowers that you retrieve from the puzzles, you get to choose where you want to put them in your own original garden.
Okay.
So everyone who plays this game will have their own unique garden that's their own creation.
That's dope.
And at the end of each season, you create a musical with the flowers that are there.
That's so cute.
with as the game progresses, the musical gets more and more impressive each time this happens. It's so cool. I just wish that the game had released at a different time.
Yeah.
Because I fear that most people who want to play a puzzle game right now are gonna pick up Blueprints.
Right.
Because of the rave reviews that has been getting.
Yeah.
Another thing that I thought was like a bit of a downer is that I see that the reviews, like the critic reviews, are a bit mixed.
Okay.
On this game, and I don't get why, and I didn't get why until I read some of these reviews.
Okay.
And a lot of them just seem to want more unpacking. Now, if you want the emotional heft and the unique storytelling of unpacking, this is not the game for that.
Yeah.
But if you can let go of that idea of this is by the same devs and just see this game for what it is, then you'll realize that this is one of the year's best puzzle games, easily.
Yeah, dude. I sit here, right? I'll scream from the heavens that I want another unpacking. The day we see at a Wholesome Games or something, the same way we think back, we saw Toem 2 pop up. And we're like, oh, they're doing it. We're going to end the showcase. We have one more thing. We're going to see a little cardboard box. We're going to open it up. There's going to be the little pig plush in 3D. And then we're going to see Unpacking 2. And I'm going to lose my shit. And I can't wait for that. But I think that's one of the most, like, we'll say dangerous, but like sometimes just detrimental to the business thing of for indie devs where like you make a game that people fall in love with and they want more of that. And of course you want more of that, but I never want to squash the creativity of what they have or what they could make. Like, I think, yeah, the team for Slay the Spire, they haven't made anything between Slay the Spire and what's coming out to 2, right? So they haven't, or
they made a tiny game, but that was just to try out the Godot engine because they wanted to switch Slay the Spire 2 over to the Godot engine.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. But like,
count, I guess.
Yeah. Even then, like sometimes like I think about Yacht Club who made Shovel Knight and then I think they just published Cyber Shadow, but now moved on to Mina. I know we're getting another Shovel Knight. We're getting a Shovel Knight 2 or whatever they're calling it. But like, I'm now in love with the brand of Shovel Knight, the brand of Yacht Club, as well as the brand of Shovel Knight. But whatever Yacht Club puts out, I'm going to try. I'm going to play.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Mina. I can't wait for Shovel Knight 2. And I'm in the same spot here with Witchbeam where I'm like, yeah, I loved Unpacking. Even if this doesn't have that same level of storytelling, I still think what I've played is very addicting and fun. And I think Tempopo is going to be such a blast to play through the puzzles and be like brain itch of, I hit play. What do I need to put here? What do I need to move on? So yeah, that sucks that people are in a spot of like, this isn't the game that I want. And I'm like, then play the game that's in front of you. Like, after we sat here talking about Lorelei for an hour of like, this isn't the game I need right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm that's shocking. I think Tempopo is like really cool from what we played at the Next Fest demo. I'm so jazzed to play more. It stinks that it's kind of being overshadowed by the game that's not even announced. Silk Song.
Yeah. No, it's a shame because this game is really, really, really good and so polished as well. And just I love Hannah, this little girl. She's, even when you're doing the puzzle, she's doing the conducting on the side of the screen. Yeah. And it's just adorable. I love her. I love her.
I love it. She's so cute. It's like, from what I've seen, I haven't seen much of her character-wise, right? We've seen the intro cut scene and then her do the fun little thing in the corner, which for the audience watching the video version is behind your face cam, so they don't really see it most of the time. Yeah. But like the visual of this game and the style they choose is very charming, and I like it a lot. It's fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just fun. Like, while I was playing, I was moving my head along with the tempo. The music. I love this game.
It's so fun seeing the puzzle solving process, right? Where like you put the stuff on and you're like, I think this works. You hit play to see that it does work. And then you see the like, oops, they turned here instead of here how I thought they would. And then they just jump off the map like, bye. And they just like float down. And I'm like, oh, look at him go.
And then you can see Hannah be like all disappointed.
Yeah.
But it's very much a game of trial and error. Yeah. Like some of the puzzles at the start of the game you can figure out immediately. But when you look a bit further on, like there's a lot more going on in this puzzle.
I just move right to the one where they all just get eaten right away. I'm like, yeah, they get harder, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so much going on that you have to hit play first and see like who goes where, what happens to them, what kind of instructions can I use here. Some of these puzzles you cannot solve first try.
So like, listen, challenge accepted. My brain's gonna make it happen. I'm beating every puzzle without failing. Please, I hope that's not a trophy. If that's an achievement, God, I would hate that.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
But yeah, dude, Tempopo looks awesome. I'm super jazzed to get around to it here soon. in the midst of talking about Tempopo here, I got another email, so I might not be playing Creepy Dinosaur Mansion tonight. Might be playing something else. Cannot wait to tell you what that is.
Okay.
Yay.
That was podcast, everyone. Bye.
Bye, all. Thanks. Hold on, because I can do this.
Ooh.
All right, team. That's what I got. Very excited for that one. I double check. I'm like, I muted my mic in here, and they can't. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. We're good.
Can't believe you've got Silk Song.
I do. You weren't supposed to say anything. Guys, Silk Song's available today. Drops the same day as Oblivion. Sorry, Oblivion. Get fucked. But yeah, any other thoughts on Tempopo?
It's just a blast, and I hope a lot of people play this, because even for someone who's not good at puzzle games, I enjoyed this so much.
Yeah. Oh, what a fun game. I'm sorry to dive in more. I'm trying to vamp so I can pull up yesterday's stream, and it's like, you want to watch the Lorelei one? I'm like, no, I'm in it. It's fine. Stop. I got it. But timestamp. One more game that I've been playing. This was a fun one. So, a month or so, about this point, about 2 months ago, the team for NUBS Arena reached out to me. They're like, hey, we're doing an April Fool's prank. If you want, you give us your friends' addresses. We'll send them this card. And it was one of those infinite singing cards that played Rickrolled. And the only way to stop it was to rip it open and take out the speaker, and inside was a bunch of glitter. I didn't know about that second half. I just knew about the infinite playing card. So that was news to me when everyone told me what happened. But yeah, I'm like, hey guys, just to be clear, I got a developer reaching out with some stuff. They would like to send packages to my friends. Do I have permission to give addresses? They're like, yes, absolutely. I was like, all right, cool. And they sat there like, oh, could it be this? Could it be that? I'm like, I gotta be real with you. Don't try to guess what it is, because it's not like a, oh my god, it's Monster Prom. Oh my god, like it's not something you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe fucking Slay the Spire sent us stuff. It's not that game. But so we set the cards, the video went out, Chris's was broken, but we had there's a TikTok and everything of the like reactions of everyone getting their cards. But along with it, everyone got a key for the demo version of NUBS Arena. Which we streamed last night as a recording on Twitch. Again, we all received keys, so thank you very much to the team. But NUBS Arena is this top-down party game to play with your friends, where you all play as these little nubs. They're just little dudes, and the whole thing is like a battle arena. Pick up the items around you and kill each other. Like last one standing wins. But actually, I guess not really. So as you defeat your opponents, they turn into balloons. And the goal is you want to pick up those balloons, which will earn you points. And it's really funny because when you die, you have the chance, like you just got caught right away, but you have a chance to turn into the balloon, and they just go, oh no, and then you can run around the map and try to get caught. It's really goofy and silly, but for people who are fans of like the gameplay, like the co-op gameplay of a Towerfall Ascension or a Duck game or I hesitate to say Smash because I feel like that sets a precedent, but I'm sitting on the couch or even online with my friends and we're all playing something competitively to see who's the best at insert gameplay level here. Like it's that. And I can see this being really fun. From what I understand, it's going to have up to lobbies of 20, I think. Ooh. Which it sounds disgusting, but the maps are big enough for it. So I can't wait to see how that plays. The game is really fun. It has this unique roguelike mechanic to it where you start the game, you have the first round, and after whoever gets the points, you move on and you get this shrine where you get to pick a new passive. Some will be, if you're hit by fire, you heal. If you're hit by ice, you heal. All of your melee attacks, they will poison your enemies. You can throw items farther. You can, every time you start a match, you get a unique type of sword or a unique type of kaboom, which are the bomb type weapons. So you really can diversify your kit and play. Again, it's like the roguelike thing if it's random. So really not so much how you want, but you can upgrade yourself along the way. And you have the moment your friend's like, well, what the hell? Why am I dying? Why isn't Danny dying? Like, you're hitting me with an ice weapon and I heal from ice, dummy. He's like, shit, I got to change my kit next time. And like, sometimes it makes it just unfair if you don't get anything to stop that later. We'd have all these goofy moments of like, oh, we're super low on health. What are we going to do? And it'd be two of us smacking each other at the end, and we'd just kill each other at the same time of like, uh-oh, well, now what? What do we do? And if we had a third person alive, you'd see them chase after us like, don't catch me. Oh, no, 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 no. And trying to escape so you weren't getting grabbed and taken as a point. And if you escape long enough, you revive with like half health. So you have a chance to stay in the fight. But if you're the last two and you both like kill each other at the same time, what we started doing was like, all right, stand on top of each other. We're both balloons. Whoever spawns back in first will grab the other one immediately. So it's just kind of like all right, good game. Let's see how the RNG at this point. And there might just be the one fraction of a second that I happen to kill Kanai first. So I kill Kanai first. So he respawns first. So he gets to grab me as the balloon before I'd even have the chance. It's like, fuck, damn it, that sucks. But it's cute. There's not a whole lot more to say. It's very much like living in the experience of fighting against your friends and being like, yeah, we did the thing. You lost today, sucker. The maps seem pretty minimal. I think there were maybe like 5 or 6 maps that we went through. And this is the demo version, so I don't know if the full game is going to have more. I have to assume it will. Oh yeah, the menu was really fucky too, and I went to change some shit. But all the stuff fell apart. I had to adjust the volume quite a bit. But it's fun. It's silly. I'm excited to see this like get more modes. There's costumes for the nubs. So right now there's like a warrior, there's a vampire, there's like the default, and I think there's something else. I can't think of what it is. But yeah, you can customize the color. Each outfit has 2 different colors. So there's kind of like a main palette and a sub palette. So you can be like, I want it to be red and blue with the yellow skin, or vice versa, however you want to change it to customize your guy. The one consistent issue I had was that I would just get these massive frame drops at the beginning of any like I guess match, because it's like it's first like 8-10 stars, something like that. But if I would load in, my very first game would always be like, all right, now we're playing, now we're good. So that might just be my PC playing catch up on this game, or maybe it just has some weird loading thing as it's picking the maps. But most of the time it ran great. Just the start of a brand new round would typically be kind of a hiccup. And sometimes it would like fuck me over. I'm like, I'm already down because they killed me instantly. Game's fun. Game's dope. I think another cool thing they're doing, and I feel like I need to double check Steam because I'm pretty sure this is the case. So I don't want to be wrong. But it seems like what they're doing is on launch day, which would be May 15th. It is the first 24 hours you can own the game for free. So if you hop onto the game on if you hop onto Steam on May 15th and add this game to your library, you get to keep it. So just like they did for content warning, that first 24 hours, it's free. I don't know what the price of the game is going to be after the fact. That's not listed anywhere yet. But yeah, again, May 15th, I'm going to be bugging everyone like, hey guys, NUBS Arena is out. Go on Steam. Even if you don't have like a PC to play, make a Steam account, add the game to your library, because then you just own it.
Yeah.
Like you have it. I think everyone should, like when a game happens like that, you should have it, because if that means this game gets more content in the future and a lot of people own it already because it's free, and it does the content warning thing of like now people are going to spend the $8 to buy the game because everyone else is playing it. And like, if this is that cool party game that people have fun with, I'd love that. I'd love to see the fun that this game is going to have. Make sure you message me, shout. I'm going to try to remember, dog.
Is this going to have couch co-op, couch multiplayer as well?
I believe so. I think there's local party play, and then there's online. So yeah, I think if you want to play us on the couch with your buddies, you can totally do that. Nice. I think that is the one thing I would love to see them add, hopefully for launch, but sooner than later, is like a private match setting. Because I was telling you beforehand, but an issue we had yesterday while streaming. So we had a party of 4. We almost only had a party of 3. Connor wasn't going to be able to make it, then was able to make it at the last minute. So I'm like, cool, we got in. We were able to play the match, get in. When you go to play with friends online, it is finding you a lobby to play in. And I think because we were the only 4 online, like for the demo, we would instantly find our match and get in. Eventually, Connor did have to dip. And when it was just me, Kanai, and Chris trying to load in, we could not find a match. Like we could not get in anymore because I think it was searching for a 4th person to play. And with no one else on, we couldn't play. So it was like, that kind of sucked because it was the option of doing local, which would just queue me up alone, or doing the online, which would queue us for people we don't have. So I would like the option, hopefully do a private lobby if I only have 2 friends who can play at the moment, because I think that kind of sets up a barrier of, oh no, we can't play. Even if we do have a group, it's just not a big enough group, which sucked a little bit. Luckily, we'd already played a couple hours, so it's not like we missed out on the game. But had Connor not been able to make it, we would not have been able to play this game for the few hours that we did. So might be an issue to take note of. But yeah, like I said, there's not a whole lot more to say about it. NUBS is really cool. It's fun. I love the vibe. It's annoying in terms of like the noises. Like it's like I think LB hopped in the chat and the first thing she said is that they all sound like Eric Cartman just running around the map. And it's true. They are that. They are indeed that. Okay. But it is funny. It's adorable. I like the visual style. I like the gameplay loop. The moments of competing with your friends is great where you're like, I got him. And then all of a sudden homie pulls out a fish instead of a sword, which does twice as much damage. So I'm like, oh no, now I got to run. So then I haul ass the other direction and whatever. Nice. There's a great moment where I was responding to a text and someone hops in, like we hop into the match and Kanai comes around. I'm like, Kanai, I'm busy. Go away. He's like, okay. So then Chris comes to the other side. I'm like, Chris, I'm busy. Go away. He's like, okay. And then I finally sent my text. I'm like, Connor, go away. I'm busy. He's like, bitch, fuck you. I'm like, okay, I gotta play again. And like, it's fun. It just has that vibe where you're gonna have those goofy moments of beating up your friends. I'm like, remember the time this happened, or when you fell off the thing, and it's enjoyable. We sat in the lobby a lot talking about dumb shit. Let me tell you, man. I had to walk away for a couple seconds, and there was. Someone in chat goes like, guys, he walked away. It's time to get crazy. So then I have Kanai, Chris, and Connor sitting in a call without me making like whale noises for like 30 seconds. We're like, guys, get crazy. And then I came back to like, uh-oh, don't tell him what happened. I'm like, I could just clip it. I can see what you did. And then I paused everything to listen back. And I'm like, damn, I let that happen, huh? That's crazy. I hate that for us. But it's just one of those games. It's got that vibe. It was 4 dudes like, man, it's just boys, guys, we know how we be in the games. You know what we'd be saying to the boys. You know the things that come out of our mouths. You know, did someone say
guys being dudes?
Yeah, let me say, did someone say they were gonna spread my ass cheeks and eat me like Thanksgiving dinner? Probably, but you know. That's what we say in the game, man. We just say things. But yeah, the game is really fun. Check out NUBS. Again, May 15th, the game's going to be free for 24 hours. The moment it drops, add it to your library, keep the game. You're going to have it. And then it's not like as far as I understand, it's not going to be now you got to pay later to get the extra. You'll have the game. You'll own the game. So I'll be sure to try and remind you guys when it comes out. So
yeah,
NUBS.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me like of the frantic energy of like Nidhogg.
Yeah, yeah.
But then combined with like the top-down 2D aesthetics of early Zelda games.
Okay.
And I think that's a really cool combination. I haven't seen that before.
I see. I'll read that sec there, Game Happy. But yeah, that's NUBS Arena. Thank you guys. You want to check that out for sure when it drops. Timestamp. Game Happy's like, thanks to Tofr, I'm now addicted to Monster Train.
Oh yes. It's a good addiction to have.
Was that from a previous episode, or was there another level of content you put out about Monster Train? I assume it's another episode. I'm not sure.
It's from our episode.
Okay. Bet. Yo, Game Happy. Enjoy, dude. Got you ready for the second one.
Yep. You've got one more month.
Damn. So many games, dude. Shit.
Oh yeah.
So many games. Good time to
talking about games.
Talking about games. I did timestamp. Anyway, guys, let's move on to the indies releasing this week, because boy, do we have a list in front of us. This is from April 24th to April 30th. First off, we got Boca Planet coming out on April 24th for PC. Then we got Monster Prom 4, MonsterCon coming out April 24th for PC. If you guys want to see that, Saturday the 26th, we'll be streaming the game over on Twitch. Me, Connor, Kanai, and Chris, we're doing a cosplay stream. We're all dressing up as stuff. So I'm hoping to get my Hazel cosplay done from South of Midnight for that stream, so it should be great. But you know, plugs aside, then we have the 100 Line Last Defense Academy on April 24th for Switch and PC. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 on April 24th for PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and it's coming to Game Pass. We have Spell Rogue on April 24th for PC, coming into version 1.0. We have Starless Abyss on April 25th for PC. Skogdal.
I think it's Skogdal, but
Skogdal coming on April 28th for PC. We have Flibbus McDougal and the Mysterious Flying Machine on April 28th for PC because it was delayed from last week, which I was about to say, we said this last week. What happened? But it got delayed. But now it's this week. We have Creature Kind coming on April 29th for Switch and PC. Many Nights a Whisper on April 29th for PC. Skin Deep on April 30th for PC. Star Vaders on April 30th for PC. And then Moroi on April 30th for PC. A lot on there I'm not familiar with.
There's so many bangers here, Daddy. So many bangers.
Yeah? I mean, Skin Deep's on there, which is great. Star Vaders I'm looking forward to checking out. I mean, MonsterCon's right the fuck there. And yeah, Expedition 33 looks sick. I'm very excited for that one. That's a wild, like, fuck, this is an indie dude? Holy shit.
Yep. Bookclub Planet is also as a sequel to like this really cool co-op game where you travel through the same world, but you're not seeing it in the same way, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Skogdal is one of many deck builders releasing this week, but it just has this unique late 1990s MTV kind of vibe.
Okay.
And it's set in Scandinavia, and I think it looks cool. And Many Nights a Whisper is another one that I'm looking forward to. That's my Selkie Harbor and Deconstruct team who are combining for that one.
Okay. Ooh. Look at this one. It's got what am I looking for here? It's got Chance of Sonar meets not Talus Principle, the other first person puzzle game.
The ...
Yes, The Witness. The Witness. Yes. Yep. We got it. We built it. We got there. The Witness. It's giving like a combination of those. This one looks cool. I like how this one looks.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, guys, a bunch of games coming out this week. Be sure to let us know which ones you're looking forward to and why you can't wait to jump into some motherfucking Monster Con. Come on. I want to date Omen so hard.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm home to watch your stream.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm ready for that. It might start later than normal. I think Kanai would like be getting out of work the time we normally start, so we might have to push back. I'll double check just to be sure. But it should be close to around the time we typically do the podcast. So we'll get that all squared away. So make sure Kanai eats after work, you know. But timestamp. Tofr, it's time for Indie Spotlight, where we talk about the underrated indie games that people need to play, or upcoming games that people should keep on the radar. And it's your turn to pick this week. So what you got for us?
I picked a game that is turning 7 years old this year.
Oh my God! Happy birthday!
It's called A Case of Distrust, and it's this highly stylized detective noir kind of game.
Ooh,
it's got noir. Like those 1930s jazzy vibes. I thought it would be interesting. Like, it kind of reminds me of Lorelei and how it's stylized, how it's detective story. So you're you have to figure out who did what. So it's kind of a puzzle game like that. But it's really cool. It's one of the first indie games I ever played, I think.
Okay.
But it only has less than 300 reviews on Steam somehow.
Okay.
And I don't really understand why, because this was a really cool game to play. Did I get stuck at times? Yes, I did, because it's a puzzle game and I get stuck on puzzle games.
No.
But I never got bored because the vibe was just there. It's like you've got the jazz playing, you've got your gangsters that you have to like interrogate and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like the visual style a lot. I'm at the spot watching this trailer. I'm like, okay, hold on, that's like a review card. So what's the gameplay? So I'm like, this is not the gameplay, but like this point and click section, like this is the typical gameplay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this looks dope. I really liked it. No. I wasn't talking to you. I have a problem where I do the cool, and it thinks I'm saying okay, search engine, and it's just like, what would you like? I'm like, I'm not talking to you. Get away.
I also noticed that apparently it's this developers only game.
Oh, okay.
Which is quite sad.
Interesting. That's like the thing of wondering if it like...
I played it for 3 hours, so apparently you can finish it in 3 hours.
They have it, team. Onto the wish list. And there's a demo, so if you want to check it out, it's $15 right now on Steam, but yeah, you can get the demo and try it out first, which I do like when devs are able to keep the demo up. I don't know if it is a cost to have a demo. I know it's like, I think it's like $100 to have a Steam page, like when you start. I don't know if there's any kind of, I'm pretty sure that's what, they're like, there's like a posting fee or whatever to like be able to put your stuff up, but I don't know if there's any kind of long-term, like we have a Steam page we have to pay consistently, et cetera, et cetera. So developers, if you happen to know, let us know what the Steam situation is, just, you know, for knowledge. But yeah, A Case of Distrust. Check it out on Steam. I believe probably the only platform, maybe more. Who knows? Google it.
Yep.
Timestamp. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary friends of all ages, that's our show. Thank you so much for listening in to our review of Lorelei and the Laser Eye. If you want to catch us next week, is that the Thunderbolts episode?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Our plan was to build a team of Thunderbolts out of indie characters. So if you want to catch that, be sure to stick around. And if it's not next week, it's the following. I don't have a schedule in front of me. We'll figure it out. You know, Marvel's a thing. But yeah, Tofr, if the little scrinkly dinklies want to find you on the interwebs, where would they go?
The easiest way is through my link tree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word. And you can find my full and more well put thoughts on Tempopo over on so many games.co.uk.
There you go. There you have it, squad. And then, yes, if you guys want to catch me, we're on youtube.com/CGDannyB right here. If you haven't caught the podcast on audio service, you like that, check it out over there. But here on YouTube, we did our reactions to both episode 1 and 2 of Indie Cross. You guys are loving those episodes. You guys have been so kind in the comments, most of you. There's been like 1 or 2 of you haters, but that just means you don't like indie games like we do. You just don't get it. You just don't understand. We got people with hours of our days. You only got time. You think I played everything? I played a fuck ton of it, but I didn't play all of it. Bullies. I hope you stub your toe tonight. But along with that, we'll have the episode. And then I'm actively working on the script for the May releases of indie games. So look forward to that. I'm thinking of doing like a little coffee shop day sometime this week, you know? When I sit here at the desk to work on it, I'm like, I get distracted by shit. But there's a little coffee shop in town. I've never been to it. I've looked at it online. They have all the tables and stuff. I might take the laptop, get a coffee. You know, but not like a coffee, like, you know, like one of those things with whipped cream and cookies and shit on it, because that's all I'll drink.
Yeah.
And then just sit there and work on the script in front of a bunch of Mennonites. You know, it's their store. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's just a fun thing on the side, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, leave that 5-star review on audio platforms. And tonight on Twitch, I should be building my Hazel cosplay, and then it'll be Tales the Valiant for our TTRPG stuff. So stay beautiful, stay lovely. Come hang out with me everywhere because my friends and I are cool. And mwah, see you in the next one.